world of YouTube, Dolly here. Today's video, I'm talking about the Fenty foundation and what I think of it. But basically, I'm gonna do a little bit of a wear test first. I'm gonna show myself applying it, the technique I used to apply it, which is what the foundation I'm wearing right now. And I'm gonna check in later throughout the day and show you what it looks like in natural daylight. I mean, I do have a skylight, but today, of course, was like the one day Arizona decided to be cloudy. And of course, I'm gonna come back at the end of the day and give you my final thoughts and opinions on this foundation. So to give you a little bit of background, I have tried and worn this foundation. I believe this will be the fourth time I've worn it for a full day. The first time I applied the shade 140. I am not wearing that shade right now. I applied the shade 140 and I applied it with a sponge on one side and I applied it with a brush on the other side, wore it throughout the day, asked for feedback from people on like which side looked better. Some people couldn't tell the difference and some people like had a really strong opinion. So I'm going to be sharing that too at the end of the video. I also have another shade, which is the shade 150. I'm wearing 150 right now just because I didn't have enough left of the 140 to wear today. I think the 140 shade is actually a bit better for me because it's a bit more of a neutral to warm tone, and the 150 is slightly more pink and a little bit darker. And I also wanted to make sure that I pointed out the fact that I used the primer from Fenty Beauty as well. The Fenty foundation is $34 and you get 1.08 ounces. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. My cat is losing his mind outside. Oh buddy! The Fenty foundation comes in, like everybody knows, 40 shades, excellent shade range. Cannot say a sad thing about that at all. Fantastic range. For most of the foundations that are higher end and sold at Sephora, they range about like, you know, $45 to $60, whereas the Fenty foundation is the same ounceage, approximately. It's 1.08 ounces. And it's $34 at US dollars. The information given on the Sephora website is as follows. The coverage is medium, the skin types, it says it's good for our sensitive, normal, dry combination, and oily, and that the finish is a matte finish. The Fenty foundation also claims to be long wearing, and great fact, it is cruelty-free, and it's made without parabens or phthalates. I don't think I said that right, but y'all know what I mean. All right, let's get on to the application so you guys see how I applied it today. Like I've said, I've used this primer every single time I've used the foundation, and I love this primer. I have a feeling some people might find it a little sticky because it is a little tacky, but I mean, I think that's good for a primer because then the foundation will adhere to it really well. Quick shout out to the subscriber I met at the JCPenney Sephora when I was picking up these foundations. Hey girl, what's up? That was so cool to actually meet someone and have them subscribe, and like, that's the coolest thing ever. That is the coolest thing ever! So I have a good layering of that on my face, and the sponge, it won out. So I'm gonna use that for the application today so you guys can get a good look. That also, I would say it dries fairly quickly, like a medium compared to like foundations in general. A medium, that doesn't make sense. By medium, I mean it doesn't dry as fast as like my Too Faced Born This Way foundation, but it doesn't dry as slowly as some other foundations. So there you go. I just work in sections. And also a little bit goes a really long way with this foundation. Otherwise, at least on my dry to combination skin, it can look a little cakey. And today I'm just going to kind of test it out as like a complete foundation, because I know some people go foundation and they do all over their eye, and some people use concealer. I normally use an eyeshadow primer because I know this color is a little bit darker. I'm going to try to blend it down my neck just a little bit. I'll probably end up wearing a turtleneck to work today. I will be wearing this all day for filming and going to work. My two jobs, my YouTube job and my real life job. As if this isn't real life, but you know what I mean. The trickiest area for me is my laugh lines. Oh my goodness, this foundation, you definitely want to sponge it really, really well because a little extra on my chin because I got some pimples there. I'm going to try to zoom you in a little bit so that you can see the face a little bit better. So we're close in on the face now, just giving you a little of what it looks like close up. I will try to check in later on today to give you a little bit of an update wear test wise. I'm gonna go in and finish my face. I'll come back and give you my final verdict later. Yeah.
This is what the foundation looks like in natural daylight. I can't really see because the sun is blinding me. I just ate some food and some something to drink, so yeah. Time to go to work.
Alright, we've made it back. It's now nighttime. My makeup is clearly a bit faded. It is in fact 9:30 p.m.-ish. So I've been wearing this makeup for like a good 10 hours, which, you know, that's a roughly good estimate for the average day I would wear makeup when I wear makeup. So I feel like it is another day's adequate test. This would be the 4th day I've worn this foundation, and I definitely have some thoughts on it that I'm going to be sharing with you. I'll also give you a close-up of what it looks like coming up here. So I'm thinking about having this as like my little setup over here, like putting things here. Like right now I've just got some like candles that are burnt down to the very nub at the moment. But I'm trying things. Okay? So I haven't really taken a good look at my face since I got home. I'll go through things like longevity. I'm going to talk about what I think of like what skin types I think it might be good for. I'm going to talk about what some thoughts and opinions others have given me, like feedback that others have given me on it. And then obviously the final verdict ends up being with you guys, but I'll give you my 2 cents of what I think and is it worth it, is it not worth it. The first day I set it with a little bit of the powder that I would set my face with if I was setting my face makeup with a powder, and that was the Wet n Wild Photo Focus, which is very similar to MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. And then the next day I set it with a liquid setting spray. So on the first day I wore it, these were the things that I was told by the 3 different people: my boyfriend, my mom, and my dad. My boyfriend told me that the side when I applied with the brush looked clumpy and all over a clay face. So that was his first input. My dad, I tried very hard to get him to give me an opinion, and he just basically got frustrated, was like, I can't tell the difference. So that's all I got out of my dad. My mom said this side looked powdery, and she said this side looked better. And I was like, all right, definitively then, for me, applying it with a brush was like a no-go. At least that brush was a no-go. So the next day I was like, all right, I got feedback that it looked powdery. So I did the whole face with a sponge, except this time I put the shade that I had over here, I put it on this side, and then I put the newer shade, the shade that I had not tried yet, because I wanted to see if a different color for some reason was different, because sometimes with foundations you can get one color work one way and then another color work a completely different way. You can't judge a foundation by one shade, so I definitely wanted to make sure I was trying out 2. Anyway, I ended up thinking that it started creasing a lot throughout here when I was wearing it, and I honestly think this because I applied way too much that time. So today when I applied it, I scaled way back, and I still got really good coverage with just less product, and it ended up looking a lot better throughout the day. So didn't have that problem again. And if you end up putting on too much, all I had to do was I just go like this and it would fix it. It was like not even a big deal. Long story short, I tried it out today. I made sure I used less product so that it wouldn't look as cakey and I wouldn't have the creasing problem, and I didn't at all. It was a non-issue. I'm going to give you a close-up of my face now so you can kind of compare with like when I first applied it. I showed you a little bit outdoors. I hope that footage turned out okay. And then I'm going to show you what it looks like now. Obviously there's going to be like little marks here for my glasses where this is what my face looks like now. Clearly all my lipstick is gone because I ate dinner and I ate lunch, so I think it looks a lot. I think it looks fine. I really don't see any major issues with it. Maybe when I rewatch this footage, I will see it, but you can see for yourself what you think. I personally, I don't see the foundation sitting on my skin very much, with some foundations that are meant for more like normal to oily skin. I find that they just like sit on my skin and you can like see it in like little patches. And I felt like this blended really well with my natural like skin, like it blended into. I cannot talk tonight to save my life, but I wanted to film this. I expected it to get like crustier on my nose, but it really didn't. I'm actually really pleased. Like I'm actually kind of surprised. Like I thought I was not gonna like this foundation. I thought it was gonna be, because I heard so many people that like try it and like not love it, and I actually really enjoy it. Like it's probably not one that I'm gonna go out and buy right away, just because it was a little more tricky for me to apply. It has really great staying power, so it's definitely long wearing. It does have a nice blurring effect to the face. You definitely don't see it on your skin sitting, at least not for me, and that was a surprise for me because I have fairly combination to dry skin, like dry, desert, a little bit of oil. Like, that kind of throws off like everything I was gonna say, because I was ready to like jump on the bandwagon and be like, yeah, it's like not good for dry skin, but like I think it's all right. Like I used the primer that you know is intended to be used with, and I felt like that probably was the saving grace for this foundation, was using the Fenty primer. I don't know what it would be like. Oh, did I use it with another primer? No, I didn't. I mean, you could use it with another primer, it might even be better. So there's that. So I might play around with it with like my I can't talk. My Becca backlight filter or First Light filter, the purple one. Those might be really fun to try out with this foundation. I think it's really great, affordable, comes in a plethora of shades and tones, and it's just, that in itself is like one of the main reasons I wanted to film this, because I was so excited to be promoting a company that was gonna like really cater to as many skin tones as possible, like that. And when a company starts out with my favorite kind of makeup, I'm all for it. Like, I love me a good foundation. I don't know what it is about foundations, but if you watch my videos in the past, like, you know I have a thing about foundations. Like, I just love trying foundations. My skin's really clear, but I like wearing foundation. I don't know. I think it's the whole process of putting it on. It's fun. It's fun. I like trying it out. It's like, I don't know. It's cool. I just enjoy it. So anyway, yeah, Fenty Beauty foundation. Highly recommend you go and pick up a sample of it and give it a little whirl for yourself. Play with it. See what works best for you. I'm like really pleasantly surprised. Like it was just like a normal trial and error of like what works. I'm just helping you out. Basically just saying, try a blending sponge before you shell out for like the Fenty like brush. I'm sure it's fantastic. Like I've seen people apply concealer with it and it just looks amazing. So I mean, if I get some more money someday, or like Fenty Beauty decides to like send me the brush, I'd be like, girl, I'll use that. You know, for just 34 bucks, you want to get some foundation, you go for it. I didn't check the price on the primer, but I think it's pretty darn reasonable as well. So no reservations there, because if you're gonna buy a nice primer anyway, you might as well just buy a nice one that goes with the foundation that you're buying, right? Will I purchase the foundation? Quite potentially. I have a lot of foundation right now that I want to use up and go through, and there's another foundation I'm going to be testing out soon, so I'm kind of seeing which one of these I like better because they're both very similar. So we'll see, and I'm probably gonna get this one anyway because I just want to promote Fenty Beauty and Rihanna because she's like a queen. Like, no, I mean, she and Beyonce, like, can they both be queens? Can they? I'm over here just like fangirling. I'm just super happy about this. I really thought I was not gonna like this foundation. I thought I was gonna look like poo-poo. That was not gonna be good, but I love it. I actually really enjoy it. My boyfriend and my mom both liked the application, what it looked like today, so there's that. So yeah. So I said so many times that now I'm gonna say peace, and I will see you all in my next video. I don't even know if I pressed record. So I asked three people at home. I asked three people